everyone, and welcome back to Business Without Borders. This past year, I spent a lot of time going around the world, learning about other cultures, inviting people from different countries. And during 2022, we are going to do some of the same, but what I'm doing is focusing more on the industries and how people change their industries due to the pandemic and the world going more online. Obviously, coaches are very popular when it comes to this. And today I brought on one of my very favorite focal point coaches because he's mine. So this one's really special. No negative comments on this one. But I'm going to welcome Jim Diebold today because Jim has a really cool product, that a service, the Entrepreneur Academy, that I think could benefit so many people. So I wanted to bring him on to talk about that. But before we get there, why don't you tell us a little bit about you, Jim, and what you do?
Thanks, Angie. I appreciate that very much. Great intro. I appreciate that opening because for me, my background, just so everybody gets an idea, I spent 15 years in corporate America, and then I spent 5 years as a business owner. So I have this unique perspective on what a lot of entrepreneurs and or team leaders go through on a day-to-day basis. And I jumped at the opportunity to become a business owner for the same reasons many do: opportunity to call my own shots and opportunity to earn more revenue. And the ironic thing is neither one of those actually happened. I worked more. I found myself drift right into working 50 to 60 hours a week, and that was very unintentional. And I made as much or less than what I made in my corporate job, which was also not expected. So between the hours, it's really the hours more than anything, I found myself pretty frustrated, and the home life was also pretty frustrating. And I had to do something different. And so now what I've decided to do is take that corporate experience and that business owner experience, come alongside other business owners and team leaders and walk hand in hand as a silent partner, helping them navigate the challenges that are going to come up. No matter how great their processes are, they're going to experience those challenges. And I love helping navigate those challenges.
That's really so important. I mean, when people start out new, I started this 11 years ago and I didn't know what I was doing, right? And I didn't know there were people like you out there. And I just think of how much time I wasted had I had somebody there telling me like, hey, I've already seen 50 people do this, don't do that. Or, hey, let's do this way, right? And you just take it for granted. I think because when you start, there's so many expenses, there's so many things to do, it's very overwhelming. But the truth of the matter is the most important piece is to have somebody to guide you through. So that's why I have done several interviews with business coaches, because I think it's really important. I particularly like Focal Point because everything's very tangible. They have a lot of resources. They also support each other. So if there's an issue that I have that Jim, because I'm kind of weird, right? I do a lot of weird stuff. So if there's something that Jim's like, ooh, I don't know about that one, he can ask other people that have other coaches and they all come together. So let's talk more about the Entrepreneur Academy, because this is where I think it's awesome, because it's affordable and the value it brings is going to be really great. So anybody starting their new business, I think this is a wonderful opportunity. How's it going to work?
Yeah, thank you for that. And I'm super excited about this product. It is great for people that are just starting their business, but it's also awesome for people that have been in business for 2 or more years and they feel pretty well established, but need to kind of sharpen their tools a little bit. So one of the key components of this is a lot of people, as I've talked with people throughout my time of doing this, are interested in coaching, but they're not entirely sure, and they wish there was a way to kind of dip their toe in the coaching pool to get an idea of what this is like. So this group program is designed to do just that. Kind of overview is it's a group program, just as we've said. So all different types of people from all walks of life, from who knows where, states or countries, and being able to come together in a mastermind type of format. Now, as you remember, personally, I had a previous group that we did, and that was kind of a prescripted program where we had 8 sessions and we met twice a month, and each session was new material. And it was a fair bit of material, and you guys overwhelmingly told me
it was a lot.
overwhelmingly told me it was too much too fast to successfully implement that into your businesses. So I took that to heart, and also in working with some other Focal Point coaches, came up with this Entrepreneur Academy. where there's one topic per month, and we're going to cover the topic is clarity, which we get into foundational things like ideal clients and strategic plans and competitors and areas of excellence and things that help you create an amazing foundation to your business. We get into effectiveness, which is how well are my systems? How well am I implementing them? What's my time management like? Growth, which is marketing and sales, and then leadership. And whether you're a solopreneur or have a team of people that you lead, the concepts of leadership are applicable either way. So one topic per month, but we still have 2 meetings. So how's that work? After the training / workshop experience for the first session of the month, everyone has roughly 2 weeks to work on and implement this material in their businesses. All the while, there will be an exclusive Facebook group that everyone will be members of and be able to collaborate with each other. I will hop in from time to time, providing some of my insights and maybe a nugget here and there to kind of guide their conversations. But then the second meeting of the month will be 100% a coaching Q&A, taking everything that everyone has come up with to ask, the challenges they've had, the successes they've had in implementing the material from weeks ago into their practices, and then just talk it out for an hour to an hour and a half, setting everyone up for more success. And then they get another week and a half or so to implement until the next new material starts. So, and this is just an ongoing program. Instead of being prescriptive, this is just ongoing. So what I've found as I've worked with other clients is it's great to have some help. And then when they drift away for whatever reason, they ultimately want to come back, because having that objective view, having that accountability partner is really the power in what we're doing, on top of being able to get that new information to implement in their businesses. So it's ongoing. Every 4 months, the process repeats: clarity, effectiveness, growth, leadership, over and over.
And do you have a maximum number of people that are maximum number of seats? So no, okay.
There's not, because it's not one-to-one, there's plenty of bandwidth, and to have the questions coming in from everybody and choosing the questions and moving forward, and then being able to communicate through the Facebook group so that everyone sees it. So the question only happens once instead of 10 times or 50 times or whatever, makes that an even more powerful component. So there's no limit.
Okay. And Facebook group, again, I really like that one, because the other thing that I struggled with a little bit was out of sight, out of mind, right? So we'd have our meeting and I'd get all this stuff and I would look at it and think, oh, I don't know, that's hard. And then, like, 2 weeks later, I'd look at it and think, oh, I didn't do this, I have to do this. But having that 24/7 access to other people, I don't have to wait 2 weeks. I don't have to. I mean, I didn't have to before, but it's just easier and more accessible. So I really like that you're doing that Facebook group.
Everyone starts to hold each other accountable to the activity or activities, right? And that's a big part of what I do as a coach. But in a group format, you get this positive component of peer pressure. And something I wanted to address, actually, that you said a little bit ago about, regardless of where your business is, most business people, even just leaders in organizations, they read a lot of books, they listen to podcasts, and some books they've read over and over and over again. And there's a reason for that. The reason is you want to retain the information as best as you can, but you may have a challenge implementing it. So you go and read the book again. Then you try to implement some more, and you might have some challenges again. So you read the book again. That's not a bad thing by any stretch, because you're bettering yourself. But when you have someone like the peer group or myself holding you accountable to it, it changes the entire process. You don't have to keep reading the book 20 times. You can just call on your accountability partners to help you through that material.
And you get to see how they're doing it. So some of the things I wasn't sure, I understood the concept, I wasn't sure how I could use it or apply it to what I was doing. But then I'd hear other people in the group and what they did. I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. I can
Yes.
definitely do that. I can definitely use that. So as much as I love the one-to-one coaching, and I need it, obviously, I do think there's added value to the groups. So I think that's going to be a wonderful opportunity for anybody that's interested in, and even learning more about coaching. Because another reason I didn't get a business coach sooner was that's overwhelming. There's a lot of business coaches and you don't know where to start. You don't know what they can offer. There's not a lot of certification. I mean, you could really just pop up and say, I am a business coach. Focal Point is not that way. You have to be certified, you have to be trained. So that's different. But what a great way to start the coaching journey and just decide, do you need it? Where do I start? What do I need to know? So obviously I highly recommend it since I'm also doing it, but would love to have more people join us. So Jim, anything else that I missed, that we forgot to talk about?
No, that's it. Just
Okay.
use the contact information to reach out. Love to have a little discovery call with you to see if it makes sense, and probably does. And we'll get you entered into the class and we'll move forward. I'm really looking forward to working with you guys.
Awesome. And I'm open for questions too, because some of this stuff is stuff that I've already worked on and am still using and working for and looking forward to more. So if anybody has questions, and I'll tell you everything you need to know about Jim. Though he'll be great and it's going to be wonderful. So Jim, thank you again for being here today. And I look forward to the Academy.